Hi everyone! This week we're exploring the positive discipline tool card of understanding the brain. When children act out, it is easy to assume they're being difficult on purpose, but neuroscience tells us a different story. Dr. Daniel Siegel's work helps us understand how the brain works, why children struggle with emotional regulation, and most importantly, how our reactions as adults impact their ability to calm down. Dr. Siegel compares the brain to the palm of your hand. This part would represent the brain stem. Then we would have the amygdala, the brain cortex, and the prefrontal cortex. He explains that our brain has two key parts when it comes to behavior. This is the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain. It is responsible for detecting threats and triggering the fight, flight, or freeze responses. When our children feel overwhelmed, the amygdala takes over, making it impossible for them to think rationally. The prefrontal cortex, it is responsible for problem solving, impulse control, and emotional regulation. However, it isn't fully developed until around the age of 21 to 24, which means that children and even teenagers are still learning how to manage big emotions. When a child is in distress, their amygdala hijacks their brain, disconnecting it from the prefrontal cortex. This is what Dr. Siegel calls flipping the lid. In this state, they can't listen, reason, or make good choices. And here's the key. If we flip our lid too, we're not going to be able to help them regulate. As humans, we are wired to connect through mirror neurons, which help children naturally reflect our emotional states. If we remain calm, we can help them regulate. But if we react with frustration, they mirror our stress, making the situation worse. That's why our job is to stay centered and to help children regulate themselves, because when we are regulated, we are able to calm them and they can follow what we're mirroring. At home, when your child is overwhelmed and flipping their lid, instead of saying calm down or stop crying, try to regulate yourself first. Take a deep breath, soften your tone, and lower to their level. Then you could say something like, I see you're really upset. I am here with you. Help them unflip their lid. Encourage them to take deep breaths or offer a hug or just give them a space if that's what they need. Once calm, guide children into problem solving. Now you're feeling better. What do you think we could do different next time? In the classroom, a dysregulated student doesn't need punishment. They need co-regulation to access their prefrontal cortex again. Instead of saying, you need to stop right now, try to lower your voice instead of raising it. Then you can acknowledge the child's emotions. I can see you are frustrated. Let's take a moment. Give them strategies like a peace corner, breathing exercises, or journaling, because this can help bring them back to a thinking state. But what if we flip our lid? We are humans, and sometimes we lose our patience. What matters is what we do afterward. If we flip our lid and say something we really regret, we can acknowledge it and apologize. For example, I got very upset and I raised my voice. I shouldn't have done that. I'm very sorry. Let's try again. This teaches children that emotions are normal, but we can always repair and do better. Understanding the brain changes the way we see behavior. When children are dysregulated, they need connection, not punishment. And when we model emotional regulation, we help wire their brains for self-control and resilience. So next time your child is overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, am I helping them to unflip their lid, or am I flipping mine too? Try using this approach at home or in your classroom and let me know how it works for you. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.